Hey guys, how's it going? So I kind of flipped around my filming station because it's really cloudy out today and it finally rained and cooled down here in Iowa. After almost 2 months of like 100-degree and 90-degree days, it's like under 80 degrees and I'm loving it, and we finally got some rain too. So yeah, I just kind of flipped my filming station around, turned on a lamp, and so if I look a little more, orangey, that's the lamp. I didn't tan at all. So today's look is kind of a back-to-school look. It's also for a contest that is going on, a collab contest. I can't remember exactly who's all putting it together, but they are terrific girls, and I will link the contest video below. So yeah, I kind of didn't know what I wanted to do for a back-to-school look. I haven't been in high school for 3 years, and I really don't know what girls wear for high school anymore. I know when I was in high school, I just kind of threw on some tinted moisturizer and some mascara and I was out the door. I think that back-to-school looks should be really just natural, but very pretty at the same time, very effortless and natural, because when it comes to morning and it's school time, I don't want to fuss with my makeup. I did want to make this very cheap, like a very cheap, easy to get products, but I just couldn't find what I wanted to use at Walmart. So I used the Coastal Scents 88 Warm Palette, and all the colors I'm sure you can work with and find in your own collection, and they're all very dupable. So yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling and we're gonna get into the tutorial. Also, please excuse the mess that it is my makeup table. I actually started to pack up everything for my move to college because I'm leaving in like 2 weeks, and I just wanted to get stuff packed up so I knew, exactly what I was taking. So my makeup table is kind of a mess. Please excuse that. Okay, so first we're going to start off by priming our face, and I feel like a primer is just going to help our foundation stay so it can last all through, school and your after school activities. It just gets you through the day until it's time to take your makeup off. And so I am trying Tarte's Clean Slate Flawless Primer. I picked this up in a little trio at Sephora for like $9. I'm just going to take an itty bitty amount, about that much, put it through rub it in my fingers, and then just concentrate it all over my face, mostly in my nose and cheek areas. This is where I feel like my foundation kind of rubs away the first. And this has a very citrusy. So next, onto foundation, and I want a foundation that's going to give me really good coverage and just stay put all day long. And for that, I'm going to use Revlon Whipped Foundation. I love this foundation. It is just some of the best foundation I've ever used from the drugstore. It really stays put. It stayed put all through summer, and it'll just hold up really well for school. And to apply this, I just use my fingers and just dip it in. I know that's really unsanitary, but that's the only way I found this foundation to work. And I'm just going to dot it all over my face and just kind of rub it in. You really don't need very much. And I love the consistency of this foundation. It's very creamy, mousse-like, kind of milkshake feeling almost. And then I'm going to take some and blend it down my chin. And this really covers really well. I have a bunch of acne scarring on my face, and this, especially just down my chin, and this covers that scarring really, really well. Doesn't really do much for my under eye though. Next we're going to move on to concealer, and I'm using Sheer Cover's concealer in light medium. And I'm going to take this very light shade right here because my tan is finally starting to wear off a little bit. And I'm just going to place this under my eye and around my eye to cancel out darkness. And I'm just going to blend it in with my ring finger using patting motions, not so much rubbing it in. And repeat it on the other side. Now this concealer I don't really care for that much, but I've started packing up everything to go back to college, and I accidentally packed up my favorite concealer and I didn't realize it before this video, so I'm going to have to go dig that out. Okay, so next we're just going to cover any blemishes on my face, and like I said, I have lots of acne scarring on my chin. I don't really know why I've been breaking out so bad lately. and then just put a little bit under my nose because I have some redness, and I have a really bad zit on my nose, and it's the most painful place to get a zit is right there, right on the nostril. At least that's what I feel like anyway. I'm going to blend everything in by patting it in. Next, just to make sure everything stays put, I'm going to use my Maybelline Age Rewind finishing powder, and I'm going to dust this all over my face just to keep the concealer and the foundation there all day. If you are super oily, this will help control the shine, but if you're like me and just have normal skin, it'll just help everything stay put nicely. So next we're going to move on to eyes, and I already have one eye done, and when I go to school I want something very natural but still put together. I'm just going to use my Coastal Scents 88 Warm palette and just suggest shades to you guys. And if you have this palette, great. If not, you can go to the drugstore and find very dupable colors or work with whatever you got at home. So we're just going to get started on the eye. So first thing we're going to do is set down a primer, and I'm using the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk. And this is just going to give me a very clean white base and really make the colors pop a bit. So I'm going to put a very generous amount on my lid and blend it out with my ring finger. I'm going to put a little bit on the inner corner to brighten that up. Next, we are going to take a brown shadow, and I used this middle one right here. It's kind of a shimmery brown color. Not really shimmery. I'm using a very satiny brown color right here. I think Maybelline has a very great single eyeshadow in this color. But you know, like I said, very easy to find. I'm just going to use a flat shader brush. I'm going to pick up some of that color, and I'm going to place it all over my lid. And it's going to look a little scary at first, but don't worry, it's going to blend out perfectly. And I'm going to run it a little bit through into my crease, using the very tip of the brush to blend it out into my crease. Next we're going to take a fluffy brush, and we're going to take a really shimmery, slightly darker than skin tone color right here. I'm using this almost golden skin color, and it's got a lot of shimmer to it. It's just going to give a really nice pop of shimmer and blend out that darker color. So I'm going to place this on the tip of my fluffy brush, tap off the excess, and run it through my crease. And it's going to give this really pretty gold shimmer gradient to our eyes, and it's going to make them pop without looking too overdone, still school appropriate. Next we're going to highlight, and highlighting your inner corners is just going to make your eyes look more awake, like if you didn't get enough sleep the night before because you were up studying or whatever. So we're going to take this matte white here. You can use shimmer if you want. Wet n Wild has great white matte shadows. I love highlighting with them, and I'm going to just place this in the inner corner. And because we put down that milk color before, it's just going to make that white really pop. And next I'm going to take this off-white creamy color. This is also matte. I'm just going to highlight under my brow bone. So the eyeshadow is done. Next we're going to move on to lining our lash lines. And when I go to school, I usually just put on a brown eyeliner instead of black. And I'm using e.l.f.'s eyeliner, and this is in Coffee. You can get this for $1 wherever else is sold. And I'm just going to shake it up a bit. And this is a really thicker pen that I'm used to. And it's not the best for lining, but I really like how the brown looks with this look. It's not too dramatic, and I don't want too dramatic of a line, so I'm just going to lightly line my upper lash line. I don't want too thick of a line. Sorry, it's really hard to talk when you're lining your lash line. You're just concentrating so hard. I'm going to curl my lashes, and I'm using e.l.f.'s eyelash curler. You can skip the step if you want. I like the way that curled lashes kind of open my eyes and make me look more awake. And in the morning, I'm looking for anything that'll help me look more awake. And I'm going to use Rimmel London's Volume Flash Scandalize. And this will just make our lashes really big and really open. And I'm kind of taking a tissue and wiping off the brush a little bit because this can be a little wet and clumpy. Definitely don't want clumpy lashes unless you know you're into that sort of thing. I'm just going to put a couple coats on and then coat my bottom lashes. Next we're going to line our tight line, and I'm using Rimmel London's Exaggerate Waterproof Eyeliner because I really love the staying power this eyeliner gives me. I could put it on in the morning and I really don't have to touch it up at all during the day. That is it for the eyes. Like I said, very simple, very natural, but it still looks very elegant and put together. So now we're going to finish the look with some blush, and today I'm going to be using my Physicians Formula Happy Booster Blush because this gives me really nice pigmentation, looks very natural, and it stays on forever. I'm going to apply it using an Equal Tools blush brush, and mine's kind of dirty from when I was traveling earlier this month. So I'm just going to swirl the bottom colors together, smile to find my apples, and place it right on the apples of my cheeks, blending it backward. Lastly, for lips, I'm going to be using Revlon's Kissable Lip Balms for today's look because I really don't like how drying these are. This has a really pretty color, but it is really drying, so I applied a lip balm before I started this tutorial, and I think it was just some Carmex. And so I'm just going to apply this to my lips. I love the way that these lip balms smell. They smell like double mint gum. And they got really pretty colors. It's just I don't like how drying they are, so I don't think I'm going to be picking up any more of these. Although I really want to try the darker colors because I'm sure they leave a better tint. And you really don't even need lip gloss with these. So that is the finished look. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Please thumbs up this video if you did like it. Please leave any requests for any more tutorials, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!